Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Oriel Morrison-Higgins and I'm joined today by Matt Boyce, the Managing Director of Pacgold. Matt, good to see you again. How are you?
Yeah, lovely to see you, Oriel, as well. Thank you.
Well, you've been busy, that's for sure. You've got your second gold bar poured at White Dam. Tell us more.
Yeah, we have. Production's ramping up slowly but surely. I think we've had this is basically gold which has come back from aerating the pad and re-irrigating post the refurbishment of the plant. So really good to see more cash flow coming in at the end of this quarter. And continuing with the recrush of the top lift. And also continuing to drill and continuing looking at studies of restarts, et cetera, et cetera. So very busy, yeah.
Yeah, well, you've also had confirmation as part of this process that the recrush is actually letching more gold. So that's a huge positive, very significant.
It is, it really is. I mean, the idea was to try and get as much, basically squeeze the lemon as it were, try and get as much gold out of that last lift as we could. So we've been running a recrushing exercise on about 1 million tonnes up there. We've got about, I think, at the moment, just short of 200,000 tonnes has been recrushed. So they've done really quite well this year, getting that new crushing circuit up and running. And we've been analysing leachate coming back from that recrushed material at the top of the pad. It hasn't got it all the way down to the bottom, hasn't percolated all the way through, and yet doesn't report it to production as such. But we are seeing elevated gold contents in that leachate, so it's a positive. It just affirms that the recrush is actually functioning, it's working, and that we are getting access to that last bit of gold that hasn't been leached in that material. So we look forward to that actually reporting back to production, and then obviously cash flow shortly.
Now, you were targeting a mining restart by the middle of 2027, but you brought that forward now. You're hoping now for the end of 2026. So talk to us about what's changed here.
Yeah, well, the recent drilling that we completed on Vertigo pit to the north and to the east, the pit has delineated some very shallow oxide material there, which we didn't previously know was in the model, or it wasn't previously delineated. And so that's changed the potential cash flow curve of that pit and those of the assets. So the Vertigo pit itself is obviously fully permitted. Excuse me. And so now we're evaluating whether we can turn that on quicker by bringing in a local contractor, because we have capacity on top of the existing pad to be able to treat material. And we're looking at whether we can actually restart that earlier on a smaller pit, say a 10 to 15,000 ounce pit, and bring that material in straight away and leach it, and then obviously get the cash flow from that sooner rather than later, because it's still a significant amount of cash flow that we can actually access there, and then that'll kickstart and restart the opening of White Dam North and Hannaford pits, and also the deeper material in Vertigo, and we'll obviously keep exploring. So we've got a pad expansion design currently underway. I think we're getting the results of that, and the costings for that will probably come in sometime at the end of July, which will obviously be released. And we have the Vertigo resource and mine plan and optimisation work currently ongoing at Intech here in Perth, and we look to have that done in the next couple of weeks as well. So we'll be able to evaluate if there's some short-term quality cash flow that we can access before the end of the year. Permits obviously permitting, that makes sense, but we can definitely, I think, push those into production earlier than we're planning, which was the middle of next year.
So it's only getting busier from here. From what you've just said, there's going to be a lot of news coming out over the next few months. When can we expect to be chatting to you again, Matt?
Oh, look, I think probably within about 3 weeks' time. I think we'll have a lot of good news out in the next 3 weeks, and we'll be in a position to make a decision as a board as to when we turn this mine back on and go back mining again, which I can't wait to do.
I bet. Well, we're looking forward to it. We're following you closely, Matt. Thanks so much for taking the time today.
No, thanks very much again, Oriel. Pleasure to see you.